Good evening and welcome to Conversations with Cheryl Weston. Thank you for tuning in to tonight. We have a really important issue that's going to be taking place at the Omaha City Council tomorrow on November the 14th, 2023. I call it Mayor Jean Stothert's political bait and switch. On Tuesday, November the 7th, 2023, the City Council hosted their weekly council meeting, and there was a public hearing held on item 47. So you can ask, what was item 47? An ordinance to improve a professional service agreement between the City of Omaha and Kelley Plucker LLC for lobbying services to the Nebraska unicameral legislature, the executive branch in the state of Nebraska, and other government entities, agencies for the period of December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2028 in an amount totaling $122,000 for the first year of the agreement, with a 3% cost increase in each year thereafter. Now, I want to bring out a really important point on that, because what does that say? Remember, it starts at $122,000. Now, that's only a retainer. $122,000. We all know what retainers are. Anyone who's had an involvement with attorneys, that retainer, once you have exhausted that amount, then guess what? You start being billed and you got to pay for additional costs. So you may start out at $122,000, but then you'll end up at something else. And this is a 5-year contract, and they want this to become effective immediately, beginning December 1st. Here's the problem. What is this? Why am I calling it bait and switch? Because that's exactly what it is. It is the bait. And I want to kind of give you an idea of, here's the bait. Stothert's budget proposal eliminates an in-house lobbyist in favor of a contract firm, according to the Omaha World Herald. The mayor's budget, released last week, eliminates the lobbyist position, which has been held for more than 29 years by Jack Cheloha, in what the mayor terms as a cost-saving move, so that instead of proposing to contract with the Omaha-based Kelley Plucker lobbying firm. So you're going to eliminate a position. That's the bait, folks, because this is in the budget. This is a tax cost-saving method, eliminating this. So where's the cost saving? Now you're going to bring in a lobbying firm for $122,000. However, you're going to have a 3% increase each year. So here's what you got. You break that out. First year, 122,000, you increase it. So next year's total is going to be 125. Just continues for a 5-year. This is the bait. We go back to the budget. There's the budget. Line item, drawn out, reduced, eliminate, whatever terminology you want to do. But here it is. You eliminate. There's the bait. Where's the switch? You got it. There's the switch. You're going to go back. Now you want a 5-year contract with a lobbying firm. And I want to make this very, very sure. I want people to understand. We're not saying that Kelley Plucker is not a good or best or whatever lobbyist. What we're saying is the process in which this is being handled. And that's what's important, and we need to look at this. This is just a political switch. Let me show you the reasons why we want to take a look at this as a political switch. Here's what I'm trying to do, is to draw out to you, to show, just in the third quarter, this is what was reported by Kelley Plucker LLC. Because as a lobbyist, they have to do this form, the NADC Form B form. They have to fill this out. Look at the clients. Now, this is what we're going to take is someone, and this is a two-team. Just Kelley and Plucker are the attorneys. These are two. And again, not saying that they're not good lobbyists, not saying they're not good attorneys, but let's look at the process. Look at their clients. For the third quarter only, this is what was paid. The city of Omaha, $16,400, second only to Creighton University. Which brings up, if you look at this list of clients, there is the potential of a conflict of interest. Because don't most of these contractors are clients affiliated with the city? Why wouldn't that be? This points out the need that we should have our own in-house lobbyists. One of the reasons for objecting to this was an email that was sent to the city council members. According to an email, it says, "Dear Omaha City Council, I urge you to reject the ordinance to approve an agreement between Kelley Plucker LLC and the city of Omaha to take over lobbying to the Nebraska legislature and others. There are a number of reasons why this ordinance is a bad idea. One, it's an expensive proposal. Why is it so expensive? It sets a record. Is unnecessary because effective lobbying is already handled by an in-house with no other extra expense." Now, I want to stop there because you have to remember when we had our in-house, Jack was not only doing the lobbyist, but he was doing other duties. So he wasn't being paid $170,000 just for lobbying. And you have to also remember, folks, the legislature is different in most anywhere else, because we have what's called the short and the long term. In 2024, the legislature will only meet 60 days. Then they will go back to the next year will be 90 days, and then it'll go 60, 90, 60. Yet and still, we're going to pay a contract. We want to put a contract in for 5 years with an annual 3% increase. Let me give you some history to this. In 2021, the city council authorized, or I should say the city paid out $20,000, approximately $20,000 to Kelley Plucker LLC. Now they did this and they kept it underneath the radar, folks, of $20,000 because why? If you go more than $20,000, it has to be approved by the city council. So they didn't, $20,000. Then the second year, so let's look at that now, $20,000 in year 2021. 2022, they did a contract and supposedly was put out through an RFP for 1 year at $49,000, and the city council approved it. $49,000. We went from 20, 49,000, and in 1 year they did that, and that the contract was set for that amount. Now we're coming up with we want to do 122,000. Do the math. That's a 60% increase. How many contracts have you ever heard of? Even in big government, you're going to get a 60% jump. That work is that great, and you're doing it for 1 year, 60 days, next year, 90 days, 60, 90, 60. Folks, do the math. That's an extreme amount, just as this individual who wrote the email. That's an expensive proposal. Why? Why so expensive? What are they going to do over these next 5 years that they didn't do in 1 year for 20,000, in the second year for 49,000? Look at the jump. It continuously goes up. Let me go back to the email. This expensive proposal, why so expensive? It sets a record. It's unnecessary. The city took no bids, no RFP for 2024. And that's what we wanted to. It's the process. No RFP, No one else had a chance at 122,000. I think there's some other great lobbyists in the city of Omaha would want to take a jump at that. Besides taking no other bids, the email says Kelley Plucker has obvious conflict of interest. For example, with the school district, which we reside in, according to this individual who wrote the email, District 66. Let me go back to show you. Brings up my point again. Look at the various clients that they had, and you're going to have the city of Omaha, and you're not going to have a conflict of interest. Come on, do they think we, the people, are so naive? We are so dumb that we cannot understand what's going on? This is the switch to the bait. Let me go back. The bait, remove it from, and I'm saving you. The mayor says I'm saving you some money. But now we're coming back to the switch because, oh, I am now going to give you this contract for $122,000 with a 3% increase. Got to go back. Bait, switch. Bait, switch. Conflict of interest. Now, City Attorney Matt Cusick, according to the Omaha World Herald, said most cities of this comparable size don't employ one. So just because other cities don't, why can't Omaha be different? Aren't we the city of uniqueness? Aren't we this great city of 1 in a million? Why we want people to live here? Folks, this is what's called the bait and the switch, and this is called cronyism, favoritism, and nepotism. Because you are giving this, if you allow this to go through without a process, city council members, you are not filling your fiduciary responsibility to the citizens who elected you. Let me finish out the email. Besides taking no other bids, Kelley Plucker definitely has a conflict of interest. For example, school district, District 66. This decision, if you vote and approve this, would lock in this firm for many years. It's a bad idea. It's time that the Omaha City Council does ring in Mayor Stothert's reckless spending, which caused the city budget to raise dramatically. Because one, I can't tell you, got to look at it. Here's the bait and the switch. You go into a contract for 5 years, increase. And let me also bring this point out. On this contract, not only are we going to do this, we're going to pay their registration fees for being a lobbyist. So they only pay one lobbyist registration fee. And with 60% increase, you can't pay for your own registration fee. Not only we pay for the fee, but look, you're going to take and not only represent the city of Omaha, you're going to represent these other clients that we paid your registration fee. There's only one registration fee, and guess what? We paid it so that you can represent everybody else. This is a bad idea. This is definitely conflict of interest, favoritism, cronyism, and nepotism. And when I say that, let me give you some of the other information on this. Why do I say the relationships with the city of Omaha, this is a bad precedent? Because Sean Kelley and Julia Plucker, they're the only two, go back to it, only two attorneys in the office. They appear before the Omaha City Council to represent other clients for liquor license. Da-da-da-da! Then Julia Plucker was appointed by the mayor to serve on the 2022 Omaha Charter Study Review Convention Committee, and also she was recommended by the mayor to serve on the board of Metro Transit. Here again, I don't have anything against Miss Plucker, but she may be an excellent lobbyist. But what makes her qualified to be on the board of Metro Transit other than the fact, the mayor? This is true cronyism at its finest. Now you say, what's that? Cronyism, the appointment of friends and associates to positions of authority without proper regard to their qualifications for the appointment. Now, let's look at Sean. John Kelley, probably a very good lobbyist, was appointed by the mayor to the Zoning Board of Appeals for the city of Omaha. Again, Mr. Kelley may be an excellent lobbyist. He may be a good attorney. But what makes him qualified to serve on the Zoning Board of Appeals for the city of Omaha? Why? Because appointment of friends and associates to positions of authority without proper regard to their qualifications for the appointment. This is what happens in the city of Omaha. This is what Mayor Stothert does. And this is what the Omaha City Council has been allowing her to do. We need to rein this in, folks, on this type of a contract. Now, the other point, if you go back and read the ordinance, it says technical approach. Now, this is the words of Kelley Plucker LLC. We suggest that the city maintain one point of contact that will have broad availability during the legislative session, as the fast pace of the session frequently necessitates quick turnaround and direction. In this submitted technical approach, Kelley Plucker LLC clearly suggests there should be a one-person point of contact. Well, then if that one point of person contact, why isn't it the city attorney, who was the in-house lobbyist? Why? Because Jack Cheloha, and I probably screwed your name up, Jack, I apologize, who is being forced to retire in December 2023 since he found disfavor with the mayor of Stothert. Over his 29 years of city employment, he has served excellently in the position of Deputy City Attorney and the City of Omaha lobbyist. He has handled other duties while not being at the legislative sessions. If Kelley Plucker LLC suggests that there should be a one-person point contact within the law department, why should there be another position? Because you know what's going to happen? If you sign off on this ordinance now, it's going to come up that you're going to have to sign off for another position who will be the one-person contact. We already have a one-person contact if you weren't forcing Jack out of that position. Now, again, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with Kelley Plucker LLC, but the cost of this contract and the process that this is being pushed through on is wrong, and you know it's wrong. We need you to stand up, City Council. We need you to stand up for the people who voted for you and put you in that position to be our hero, to look out for our benefit. There's also, again, that I cannot leave it, the point conflict of interest. Again, according to the article of the Omaha World Herald, typically when a contract lobbyist has clients on two sides of an issue, the lobbyist must choose to represent one, with the other forced to seek other representation on that issue. And that's what's going to happen. You can see the writing on the wall is going to come to this. And guess what? We're going to have to pay again. We're going to have to pay not only the Kelley Plucker LLC $122,000 contract, we're going to have to pay for another position because there's going to be an issue. Now, if we have to have an attorney to do that, what do you think the hourly rate's going to be for that? Because we need someone to, hey, I'm looking at probably $300 an hour or so. And remember now, we had an in-house, we had a point of contact, but because the mayor wants to change this over on her whim for favoritism, now we don't. According to the article, how can you represent and be the best interest of the city of Omaha And your client, when you are pulled in so many different directions, because look at the list, look at their client list. And not only do they have these lobbyists, they have other clients that they're coming before to get liquor license. They have other clients that they're doing other things for. Folks, this is bad. This is bad, and you know it's bad, City Council. You know it's bad. You know it's wrong. The process is wrong. I listen to, and I've been attending many City Council meetings or watching. And many times when Jack had appeared before the City Council, this City Council praised him on the job that he was doing, praised him on it. But now he's not doing that job because his Kelley Plucker has come in. I looked at last week's City Council meeting, and I heard City Council member Hug, and I heard City Council member Bagley, how you talked about, and Mr. Bagley, before you make numbers and throw numbers out there about how much they did to obtain for the city of Omaha, you need to research that and get your facts straight. Why do you think Bat Cusick did not confirm that total that you gave? Because he knew, and if you go back in and research, that's not what happened. What else? We got to look at this again. Why does it have to be that this has got to go immediately? Why is this going without any RFP? Why is this not being put out? People, we need to take and hold our elected officials accountable. They are not supporting us. They are not doing their job. On Tuesday, November the 14th, they will pull this. This will come before the City Council on item 42 underneath consent agenda. And if for those who do not monitor the City Council, what that consent agenda means, there will be a number of ordinances, items that will come before, and they will vote to approve all of them unless someone steps up to the plate and says, we got to pull this out and separate it. We need to look at this more closely. Who will be that City Council person that will stand up for the right of the people? If you, after hearing this, and if you go to, as I said, go to the City Council meetings, listen to the last one, go to, and you will see there the email address or the website address. Go and look at the agenda, and you will have all of the ordinance and the information behind this. This is wrong. This is bad. This smells. This is political bait and switch. And if you would like to let your City Council member, in fact, let all of them know. If you can't write, just call them. Leave your message. This is no. Put the brakes on this. For once, we've got to stand up for the people, not for the mayor of Omaha. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Cheryl Weston, Conversations with Cheryl Weston. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love to have you as a subscriber. We're increasing that. We're making some changes. We're going to have weekly updates for you on various subjects that are facing Omaha, that are facing in the political, because you know we're into the political season. So we want to get information out, because communication is what's needed. Knowledge, what you need to know. Hopefully you have enjoyed tonight's program. We look forward to being with you. Have a wonderful evening.